Hello, hello, and welcome back to the FrostCast. This is episode 7, and we are fresh back from the holidays.
Yeah, holidays.
Holidays,
Yeah.
yeah. New Year's. We're filming this on the first, so it'll come out tomorrow morning on Monday. What have you been up to? You had a good holiday?
No,
No.
no, I didn't. Uh, yeah, we drove out to my wife's family on Christmas, and then our 4-year-old developed a fever while we were there. And yeah, the twins were recovering from strep like 2 weeks ago, so we thought he might have gotten strep because he was acting really weird and had a 100 fever. We decided to drive back home that night. So basically,
Lord.
woke up in the morning, drove to 5 hours, stayed for like three, drove back 5 hours, and then miraculously on Christmas Day, he was perfectly fine. Like nothing was wrong with him. So we just wasted driving back home in the middle of the night to,
Yeah,
have Christmas.
that's how kids are.
Yep, kids. They're something.
They're wonderful. Oh, there was my wife was at work, and she works at a bank. She had a funny story about a client, and her kids were messing with money. And then the next day, the dad comes in, and he said, "Why don't you have kids?" And she's like, "You just told me why I shouldn't."
Yeah, yeah.
So, have you done any hobbying over the holidays?
No, because my kids have been out of school, and so I've been watching them, and I actually had to work. I've actually been really working
Working.
like a dog this past week. So many EPRs to write and stuff with my EPR, so been really busy.
I don't have to write one of
Yeah, you don't.
those.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We'll see. Yeah, I have been doing some modeling. As people have seen, I've finished up a bunch of Gundams for the end of the year. So that way I can start my new year with just one Gundam project and a lot of War Machine projects.
Yeah.
Finished up Toxicon. That was sweet.
Where is he?
Oh yeah, he's still in his box.
Oh,
He's
okay.
in his little
little
cage.
cage. Okay. Yes.
So this is his first time seeing it.
But yeah, I do like how you did the more gray on there. Definitely, like the contrast is much better, and he's not as dark. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was like black when we did our battle report.
That was just poor lighting all around. That wasn't
Yeah,
even
that was
just him.
pretty light.
But yeah, you see, got painted his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Mouth turned out little okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was a quick project.
Yeah.
Just took him off.
But yeah, I haven't been. I fully intended to do hobbying while I was at my wife's family's because they go to bed early and they live out in the middle of nowhere, so there's literally nothing to do. So I did bring your Legion to paint. I really did. They were in the car to paint because her grandma does not have internet because she's like 95 years old, so she has a landline. So I was like fully intending to be like, all right, everybody's going to bed. I will paint some Legion.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out.
Nope.
Of course.
Oh well.
Yeah.
No rush for the Legion. But that kind of leads us into the next thing, because what army will I be playing when we go to Bokur Brawl? Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because your House of Rhett, House of New Rhett will not be out yet.
No. And I am most excited for those. So this goes into our New Year's resolutions. More for me, because I actually take time painting things, and I'm not a speed painter like you. But we are going to Bokur Brawl as much as we hope to, as much as we can at this point. AJ, don't know what you're playing.
So I'm gonna start testing. I'm leaning heavily towards Infernals right now. I think they're in a real strong position because another strong army is Trolls.
Yeah.
And they're really great against Trolls right now. But I mean, I'm getting everything for Orgoth.
Yeah.
I should have it done.
I mean, we're gonna bring Orgoth anyway.
Yeah, so I might just end up playing that just to, play the new army, do the new things, do the toys, with the full army drop, which we'll get to talk about later. They're looking pretty good. I'm just whelmed by them.
Like the rules.
Yeah, I'm just whelmed by the rules. I think there's some good rules in there, and I think there's some hits, and I think there's some, but that's with every army. So basically, the Infernals are in the lead for me right now. Second place being Trolls, and then third place being Orgoth. Like I said, we're gonna test a lot more, get some more battle reports out there, and then probably figure it out before April.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna do though. I have armies if you want to borrow them.
So that's what it leads into. It's like I'll probably be painting his Orgoth the entire time. So I'll probably end up painting either playing your Signar or Yeah. Probably your Signor, maybe your Orgoth, if you choose not to play them.
Yeah, that could work.
That way we can still bring them
Yeah.
and show them off. And then
sure.
it's like, oh, who? And it'd be funny, like, who? Oh, did you paint these? No, that guy over there did.
Yeah. Well, no, that.
Well, if I played it, it'd be like, yeah, I painted this.
Yeah.
So, but it's not my army.
Right. Yeah. And we can do that. Yeah, but
Yeah,
we definitely need to do some extensive testing. I know. There's some online tournaments going on right now. Kind of the LOS guys moved to a new website for the tournaments. So I'm kind of watching that pretty closely for lists. Usually watch discount games, but obviously no major events happen. So
I think once we get out of January and everything kind of settles in for the holidays, we'll go to like ramp up some bat reps and stuff.
yeah,
We do have to make some big improvements on the videos, which we'll get to later.
yeah, we'll do some light. We need to get some better lighting, and then I'm moving into a bigger house, so maybe we can set that up there easier.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hopefully start heading to Atlantis.
Yeah.
And then play test with those guys.
It'll be good games. Get
Yep.
some rounds in. But other news for me, no more hobby roundups.
Okay.
A little low on the views, and that's not because I don't like them. I don't really care about the views, but I think we're gonna try to extend the podcast a little bit longer, cover a little bit more.
Sure.
And then that extra time I would have spent doing that can just be put into the podcast, which more people do enjoy so far, and we
More views.
Yeah.
So. And any recommendations you guys have or want to hear about anything like?
So there will be 2 sections of this podcast that will be currently empty because we have no hot takes from you guys and no questions. So please drop them in the comments below.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can kind of go into the War Machine stuff that's been going on.
Miscellaneous War Machine. Yeah. So big update. I think it was Christmas Eve.
Later, that's the big stuff. This is the small stuff.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So
Okay.
we were gonna talk about the Dusk. You just
oh yeah. So
you just saw the Dusk.
So if you guys have listened to the podcast before, you know that I was not a fan of the models. I just didn't like the way they looked and the aesthetic, and part of that was probably due to the paint job. But
not to hate on house paint
not to
jobs.
not to hate on the paint job at all. It's phenomenal. It's just not for me. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and it's just not my thing. And that's why I didn't order a set for that, and because you were gonna get them, so I didn't feel like I needed to. That's why I picked up Orgoth and Signar, and then Khador, just in case Khador was good. But I didn't like the aesthetic on that either. But now that I've seen them, they do look really good.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say, you know what? Looking at them, I think they're in the running for my second favorite look.
Really?
They're in the running.
They jumped up there.
They did. Yeah. So I'm gonna change my list. I'm gonna still say Signar.
Yeah.
Is
top one.
Top one. They just big
They
bulky
did a good
jacks.
job.
The Power Fist looks so good. And then they're gonna be probably them, and I think Orgoth are gonna be tied now that the Orgoth are fully painted, and I see the way put them all
the
together.
Dust is not even painted yet.
I know it's not painted. So they're probably up there, just like bare bones, and then I'm gonna put Khador at the bottom, just after I painted up my Khador in kind of like a
They look
black
like Khador.
silver. They look like Khador, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, man, okay,
Not much change with them. They just look like more Khador.
Yep.
Which not a bad thing. It wasn't broken. Don't fix it.
But like, so the Khador looked like Khador, but
Yeah.
the Signar kind of went in a little bit of different direction.
Yeah.
And then the Ret, or whatever you want to call them, House Kalis, are not anything like the previous Ret, which is fine. And then the Orgoth are just something new.
Yeah.
But Khador just
is more of the same.
More of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I think I have a problem with it. And that's why they go to the bottom of my tier. And now after seeing the 4 battle boxes.
I did start painting the bases for my.
Yep.
And I ordered my resin for the bases.
Okay.
So those are going to be some pretty cool bases.
Hope so. And then we're going to start, as soon as your resin printer's up, we're going to print those pirate bases.
Yeah.
And we have a project.
A fun project.
A fun project that may or may not happen.
Probably not.
Probably not. I'm still looking at stuff online. But I want to make, for the Orgoth, the Sea Raiders, I want to make like a tournament tray similar to like a boat.
Yeah.
So
when we bring them around, it's
when
like
we bring them around,
boat.
yeah, they're on the boat, and then we unload them off the boat. So it's like a tournament tray, like a 12 by 18 tray that fits all the models, but it's a boat. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. In my head, it all makes sense, but I don't know how that's going to work in real life.
I think what you'll have to do is you'll have to find the right boat file first of all.
Yes.
And then we'll have to not print the bottom rounded part,
Mm-hmm.
flatten it out, and it just be like the top deck.
Yeah.
And then you could do the middle layer is like your troopers, and then the front. I forget what that's called in boat terms, but
The bow?
yeah, is that the front?
I don't know.
Okay.
There's a
think
bow and a stern.
The stern, yeah, stern's the back.
Yeah.
So at the bow of the boat, we're gonna have you can put like your two casters,
I was thinking more like,
and it's like a little step up.
I was thinking more like Scar, where she has like the back of the boat, where
Mhm.
she's on top of the back. So like you have the front.
Yep.
That's would be where I would put my jacks.
Okay.
And in the layer, like the deck, would be the infantry, and then above that, where like the person's driving with the big wheel, that's where the casters would be. That's what in my head.
Okay.
But I mean, we'll see.
We do have two casters, so you can do one in the front, one in the
I
back.
have 3.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting everything.
it's
so.
true. It's true.
I'll have an extra too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can mess around with for
Yeah.
maybe fun painting competitions.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my big
Yeah.
my big goal to get done before April, maybe.
Well, it'll be interesting.
Yep.
And we can go over our bat reps. What we thought.
Yeah.
Just quickly.
So we did Infernals versus Ret.
Yep. Which you guys saw.
Yep, you guys saw that one.
It went terribly for me.
I spiked the dice pretty hard, but I felt really good the entire game. Even if I didn't even expect that to work.
Yeah.
I just wanted them in that position, and then I didn't even remember that the Phoenix explodes. I would never done that, but they felt really good. Like they felt better than they did in Mark III, and I did miss the gate, getting that extra 2 inches of movement. I felt really limited, but I think Omo with his feet does make up for it a little bit, but I don't know. I think Infernals feel really good right now.
Yeah. For me, I overextended way too hard, and that was literally it.
Yeah.
After doing that, and on top of him spiking, there was no way for me to come back.
Yeah.
My models felt awful. I did not like the defenders at all.
Yeah, those guys were like, oh, they're tough, but they didn't.
In Mark III, they were so good.
Yeah.
They were base to base, like dying breath, like tough weapons masters. They were really good. And then playing them, I put them on the board, and I just felt like they could do nothing.
Maybe it's because they're half the size now.
Yeah.
Because like
you don't have the big glob plus the guy.
Right. So you have 11 before. Now you have 5 plus the guy, and then the guy can be singled out pretty easily, like I did.
Yeah. The guy doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So maybe don't bring him.
Yeah.
But I think like with the way blast weapons work and the way blasts are going now, if you lose like 1 or 2 of them just for like a shooting, that hurts.
Yeah.
That you losing 1 or 2 before, it's like, okay, I've got like 8 guys, 9 guys left. But now it's like, man, I'm like almost half size, and if I get a lucky hit and then
the base is gone.
Yeah. I don't know. And also this didn't come up, but I did think about it after the game. But like with the base to base shield wall models, that makes sprays against you so much better because they're in a straight line. So I just go in a straight line through like 2, maybe 3 guys. So maybe they're a little bit of liability there.
Yeah.
But
definitely, I need to read more and play around with more other options, other tools.
Yep.
In the toolbox for Red. What I did not post was a 75. I didn't feel like editing it because it was a lot of work for kind of like a subpar product. I didn't want to.
Yeah, the 75 was not great.
On top of like that, the gameplay itself was kind of back and forth. We both forgot a lot of things. Like I literally forgot I won because I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. So yeah, at the end of whatever turn it was, turn 3, I think. At the start of your turn, I was like, "Oh, I guess you win." And you're like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Because I forgot to contest a zone. I could have, and I just forgot because I wasn't playing I wasn't even thinking about the scenario game." And I was like, "Yeah, you just win here because your turn ends, you score 2, and then it was at the end of my turn.
Yeah.
So you scored 2 there, and you killed my objective, and then on your turn you could just move guys, kill like 1 guy, and then score 2, and then you win, and I had nothing. So it's not a great game.
Yeah. It was kind of, we were end of the day. We did 3 videos in one day. We were kind of tired.
Yeah.
And then like another reason was like I really didn't like the lighting. I put the 2 first out. You guys did like it, but like me us as the creators, I was like, I don't want to put that out there because it's like it's not what I envision when I want to put out a bat rep.
Yeah, we definitely need to work on that.
But the Montauk game was fun.
Montauk game was fun.
It felt very back and forth. It was a good balance.
Yep.
Toxicon was fun to play with.
Yeah, except I killed him really.
Yeah,
quickly,
he did.
I knew I had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's so good.
But I had that fun little like opening play that was cool. Like where I killed the building with all my guys and I set it up for the throw right away. That was a fun little entry.
Yeah. A lot of cool games, a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
In Puck, so big fan.
That kind of covers the small war machine stuff. And now we're gonna go to one of the new sections. I want to start covering pop culture, new things happening in the realm of hobby.
Okay, in the realm of hobby.
In the realm of the nerdverse. Oh, backtrack a little bit.
I don't know what this is.
Funny thing, I didn't share this with you yet. I was on the Warhammer page and somebody posted their convergence. I said paint them with Molotov, which is a paint, it's a paint. It's a chrome paint. It works. You put it right through an airbrush.
Don't you mean War Machine? You said Warhammer.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the War Machine discussion big Facebook page, I said paint your convergence with Molotov, and I don't know if he knew what that was, but Facebook flagged it as inappropriate. Probably because it's close to Molotov.
Oh.
And it wouldn't let me challenge it.
Really?
It kept yeah, if you look up Molotov, like Molotov without the V, it's a W. So an extra V basically. It's a liquid chrome. It's a dope paint. If you guys have an airbrush and want to try out something on a spoon, it's literally like the closest you can get to like without electrostatic lighting.
So you're blocked on Facebook?
No, it just turned my comment off. It only let it view the author view it.
Weird.
And then I tried to challenge it, and it kept erroring out, saying, "Oh, try again later." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, Facebook."
Hashtag Facebook thing.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny. That's all. And then so it's for convergence because I have like that small convergence thing. Mm-hmm. I was gonna paint it with Molotov because robots, Chrome, SpongeBob, kind of the whole thing. Yeah, that was fun facts.
Fun fact.
Going back into the segue I was trying to make that we're really bad at was into pop culture.
Yeah.
A lot of things got announced while we were on the holidays. Most importantly, Henry Cavill's doing Warhammer.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
No, like that.
Maybe.
No, it's happening.
There's okay. I mean, yeah, but let's be honest. It's probably not going to be good.
Who do you think's going to mess it up? You think it's Amazon?
So here's my take on it. I think the 40K universe is so big and so diverse.
Hard to start.
It's hard to start and it's hard to keep going. Like, okay, the classic choice is you start with the Space Marines.
Yep.
In all honesty, they're kind of boring.
Yep.
Right? Like if you either go by the book or you go by the game, kind of boring. What are you gonna do? Orcs? Probably not a lot of people are gonna be into that crazy orc shit. You go with the Eldar, like and next, where do you start?
So that's the thing I was having a debate of, like, you start at 30K. Well, you can't start at 30K because like it kind of, I feel like 30K is probably one of the better starting points.
That's fair. Yeah.
But there's still 30K still covers 8,000 years of freaking.
Right, and then so
there's still so much to just 30K.
But there again, where do you start it? Do you start it the Emperor, the Primarchs get taken away from him? Do you start it like when he has the?
I think if you're going to do it and you're going to do 30K, you go off the books. You start at Horus Rising.
So you want to do it after everything. You don't want him to find the Primarchs.
No,
but I think that could be like a good season 1.
A very like he goes around and finds the Primarchs.
Like yeah,
but I think we're seeing too much Emperor.
You think so? Because I think people want to see the Emperor, especially if Henry Cavill plays the Emperor.
So I don't know.
He's pretty easy on the eyes, bro.
I know. So, and that's funny because like I was also thinking if he played his favorite army, do you know who his favorite army is?
Yeah, the Custodes.
Yeah,
yeah.
That would be cool to see them too. But I think that's too much to do early.
Right, and see, we're already talking about there's too much going on, which is why I don't think it's gonna work. Like, do they pick like Armageddon? Do they do the Armageddon like they did in the video games? Do they do like, if they do 40K, do they choose like the Bob War or?
What I would love to see, and I don't think get enough love in any of the cinematics, I would love to see Salamanders.
Yeah, great, but like they're Space Marines.
But they're the most down to earth Space Marines.
Fair,
and I think that's if you're gonna do Space Marines, you should start with them or the Space Wolves, polar opposites.
Okay, yeah.
But you need something to either connect it or disconnect it.
The only other issue is like when you start it, like it has to appeal to people that haven't. That one, you're gonna appeal to 40K and Warhammer players just from the name, right? But how do you get those other people? Like, so if you
How
start
do you get
watching,
the women involved?
well,
It's
sure,
Henry Cavill.
yeah,
He's there.
there you go.
They're there.
But what I'm saying is, at what point how much time do you spend establishing the story, establishing who the Space Wolves are, or who the Salamanders are compared to the Ultramarines, or who are these Chaos people? Who are these four gods? Now you have to spend time doing that. There's just so much.
There is so much, and I think the benefit of the community that already is into the lore, because I know so many people who only are into 40k because of the lore. They don't read. They just read the lore online. So I think you could jump into a good middle ground, explain just enough about the characters and about what's going on, and then leave the rest to be Googled.
Maybe, but then you're gonna piss off the purists that are like, why did they just gloss over that fact? I mean, you're right. I mean, that's not a fair statement because you're never gonna make everybody happy.
Yeah, I think you have to you can't be like, oh, this Chaos Space Marine's attacking me and he's a Plague Marine. You can't go into the depth of who Daddy Nurgle is.
Right.
For 15 minutes just to explain that this Plague Marine just got off by Henry Cavill.
So what I would say, let's say I was doing it, and then you can do yours.
Okay.
What I would do is I would make a movie to start it, and the movie is the Chaos Gods and the Emperor, and then from there you can decide whether you want to do the 30K thing, and basically the first season is Chaos corrupting the Primarchs. Mm-hmm. So in the movie you just establish who the Emperor is, the Chaos Gods, and then it shows the Emperor working on the Primarchs, and that's the end. Then in season 1, you can either have it he goes and finds all the Primarchs in season 1, or finds, you can gloss over some of them, not certain ones. Yeah. And then season 2 is the corruption of Chaos, and then season 3, 4, and 5, or however many they're going to do, is the Horus Heresy.
There's 2 ways. I have 2 ideas.
You have 2 ideas? Okay.
So, one, each season is just a book of the Horus Heresy. 1, 2, and 3. You do the first 3 books. You do Horus Rising, False Gods, Galaxy in Flames.
Okay.
And that goes down to the Fall of Isstvan 5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that is
whatever.
Yeah, it's one of the Isstvanstans or whatever. And I think that's a good entry to hey, this is where the bad guys started. Because then you're covering all you're getting the beginning corruption, and then if those go well, then you can you time skip up to 40k, not 46k.
Well, if you end it Istvan, you miss the entire heresy. You know what I mean? See what I'm saying?
You are right. There is, and everyone.
There's so much, and that's why I don't think it's gonna work.
I think they're only gonna get 2 or 3 seasons out of this before they have to start doing more than one series.
So
if it goes well.
So if they establish a universe, sure, the Warhammer Cinematic Universe, but I don't think there's a good story to tell to launch it. That's I think the problem.
That's where I'm very set on Horus Rising because.
Sure. I'm not going to disagree. Yeah, it would be a great start
because it jumps you into the action, doesn't explain anything, and it's just here's Garvel Loken, go have fun.
Yeah,
and I think they have to do that because if the battles are well enough, the effects are good enough, someone who is enjoying what they're watching will Google something.
Sure,
and then that will just breed more, and then you're gonna have all the Warhammer fans telling all their normie fans all the lore anyway.
Yeah.
Because somebody at a workplace can be like, "Oh, did you watch that Warhammer thing?" And he's like, "It's some dude out of the corner."
It's gonna be like the Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
you're gonna have the people that watch Game of Thrones. But Game of Thrones they did it different than the books. You're gonna have the people that read the books and be like, actually, this is what happened on the book. And actually,
yeah, I think I've been saying for a while. I think Games Workshop's to be the one that's gonna make this weird. Because I don't know how they're gonna. Are they gonna make him do Ultramarine right away?
So probably they're gonna make him do Space Marines, and I don't know if it's gonna be Ultramarines or if it's going to be something else. That's the other thing. He's gonna start it, but how much actual power and control is he gonna have in it? Because Games Workshop's a terrible company, and they're probably gonna try to hold on to that. And I'm surprised that he was talking about Amazon and not putting it on their stupid Warhammer Plus.
Bezos got the budget though.
Sure, he does, but I mean,
And
they
that-
would have to sell the IP. They would have to sign a huge IP contract with Amazon, outlining what's allowed and what's not allowed.
And that's where I'm saying GW will mess this up for themselves.
I can see that. I mean, Amazon's no stranger to messing things up either.
But and everyone's like, "Oh, Amazon's gonna mess it up." I'm like, I think if they give if Henry Cavill this is his passion project, and they clearly have seen what happened to The Witcher, and when he is in control of The Witcher was good.
Yeah,
because like all the good scenes from season 1 were his doing.
Sure.
And then when it was not in his control, you have season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And then he left.
Well,
so I think Amazon, if they're smart, sees that and gives him the right power, and then
but GW's got to give him that power, like you're saying too, and I don't think they will.
And then that's where I'm like, because GW really said we're gonna cancel every single fan artist, or you're gonna come work for us.
Yep.
And then, Startease was amazing, but poor guy.
Yeah.
Like so, like that's like I don't like GW, but I love the lore.
Yeah. That's why I read it all for free online.
Yeah.
Anyway,
on to a better note.
onto a better.
For any of you who watch Mini Wargaming, they have been doing a game found. That's what they're calling it. For their own mini game.
Yeah.
It's called Ravage Star. I picked up their first drop. Like it's basically a Kickstarter for minis, but it's like for board gaming specifically. They're called Veil Touched. They have a lot of similarities to Chaos in terms of like their look. They're basically Nordic Chaos. Very cool. I picked them all up, and then they just announced their second campaign, and they're doing like alien creature monsters and space dwarves. And AJ hasn't seen space dwarves yet, and he was quite impressed.
They do look cool. They do look. They're gonna make great alternate models for 40K.
Yeah.
And these are, like you were saying, PVC, right?
Yep,
PVC.
all PVC.
So
the Veil Touch so far it looks like they're just single cast. You don't build them. The detail is like insane. And I was thinking about this earlier. It's cool how every company is currently like doing this own little thing. Like Infinity has their weird casting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Privateer Press is doing resin. They're doing PVC, and then JW is still just doing plastic.
Yep.
And normal crappy resin.
Yeah.
Yikers.
Overpriced.
Yeah. But if you haven't checked out Ravage Star, the new campaign, the current campaign, I think you can still be like a late backer.
Yeah.
And still get the stuff. And then I think their new campaign will start when the next one ships out, or when the current one ships. Definitely worth giving a look if you just want some cool looking minis to paint and like just have. It's like they are doing their whole own game about it, and we probably will try it out on the channel because I'll have enough for all of us.
You did. You way over ordered.
I didn't know.
I mean, or you ordered what you wanted.
I ordered the entire first collection.
Yeah.
And I don't think I understand how many minis there are. It's
a lot.
That's not the first. That's like him having extras. But it is like 5 full boxes plus all their backer bonuses.
Yeah.
It's a lot of minis. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited about them because they're just gonna be cool to have. Like that's really. And then I hope the game's fun. I think it'll be I think it'll be fun to play.
Yeah, we'll definitely try it.
Yeah.
I played Settlers of Catan, so
sorry.
Yeah, I played with my commander. Well, he played Mom Pock with me.
Oh, that's fair. That's not an even trade.
No, it's like he said anybody that wants to play board games, we're gonna play Settlers of Catan. And so then I asked him, are you gonna play any good board games? And he's like, well, bring whatever you want. And I was like, okay.
Did he like it?
He did.
Okay.
He liked Mom Pock. Yeah. He beat me at Settlers.
Boy, yeah.
What a jerk.
You're gonna start with Settlers and go to Montauk. It's a big jump.
Yeah, it's a big jump. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Those are like the big things that I was like. Those are the big news for like the hobby realm.
I can't think of anything else that happened other than stuff we've already. All right.
Now we can go to the meat potatoes.
Yes, Troll Pirates.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it. Maybe it's out there. I'm gonna talk to my source about what it really is. See if they actually know what it is at Privateer Press. But I'm not fully convinced it's trolls.
Whoa, really?
I'm not fully convinced it's trolls.
So what we're referencing is that it was at the end of the last Prime cast, it was like a half-second little blip, and it was like what looked like a troll with a tentacle behind him.
Yeah. So a kraken
Yeah.
kind of coming out. So I'm not fully convinced. So okay. So let me put it to you this way: if it's a troll army, it's gonna be more like your House Kalis army is a red army. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
they're a tiny faction of them.
I think it's gonna be an amalgamation of like the Blood Gorgers, the the Crix, basically the Crix trolls and the normal trolls, and it's gonna be like some weird half faction new thing.
Okay.
I don't like. It's obviously a troll skull,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's like a troll army. I think it's gonna be something completely new. That's what I'm saying. So like your stuff is ret, but it's not.
So it's like
ret.
we got Signar, Khador, Orgoth new, ret changed. So we'll get trolls changed.
Yep.
That'll be like the ret kind of ret, and then we'll get the dinosaur people as the new.
Okay, yeah, dinosaur people too. But so it makes sense because of the way they're doing the storyline. If you read the IKRPG, the new one that just dropped, where everyone's kind of migrating to the south in the zoo area, so it makes sense because you got Crix, you got Minoth there, and you got the zoo there, and I think the Scorner on the way. So these troll pirates are probably making sense where they're patrolling. So you have this weird troll army plus troll pirates from Crix, and they're just gonna get smashed together. That's what I think it is. So I don't. It's troll pirates. I don't think it's troll bloods.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I had a funny little like lore idea. That's what I wrote down. What if they're like, oh, gotta band together with your idea and go raid the Sea Raiders as they're coming over?
Like you want to talk about like going back to the Orgoth lands?
No, like they're catching them in a sea battle on the way over.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Because like if they're pirates, they're on the sea. The Sea Raiders
I mean,
are coming over.
I don't hate that idea.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
That'd be kind of fun.
And then you could double use your boat.
Yes, good call. Oh, even more reason to get the boat done.
We'll like magnetize some bits to change it out.
Yeah. Well, actually, Orgoth's a 40 millimeter army, just like the trolls are, so it should all fit perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The only issue I have with that is Orgoth in the lore, when they invaded Crix, they got destroyed by the dragon, like just straight up, and never went back. So
like back in the day.
Yeah, like back in like 400 years ago, 1,000 years, whenever they invaded. I have to look up the timeline. But so the trolls would have to come way north to make that work. Like they'd have, because right now the Orgoth are invading Khador, essentially the northern or the southern-ish part of Khador, which is bumps up near Signar. So it'd be a long ride for those trolls. You're probably closer with your zoo, with your dinosaur rider thing, in that area, I think. Which is why I'm thinking Crix is already on the way, and they're probably bringing trolls. Then some refugees, probably from the troll, the infernal invasion, probably left and went south. Like, hey, we like boats. You guys like boats. Let's be friends.
Let's be boat buddies.
Let's be boat buddies. Yeah. So I think that's my take.
Okay. There's your
That's my 2 cents.
I think
Led by Kane. Led by Kane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever you.
Yeah.
When are we? Is there a timeline when we're supposed to be getting like new news for like stuff? Like when are we? I forget when we're supposed to get horde stuff.
Horde stuff will be released
or announced.
And well, I don't know about announced, but it's ambiguous a little bit. I'm sure Jay will let us know. But they're supposed to, what I understand is they're supposed to release the battle boxes at Gen Con like they did for the Orgoth and the Signar.
Do they gonna announce it at Depth? They're gonna come.
Or Bokur Brawl.
Yeah, Bokur Brawl is that big?
No, it's not as big. Not even close.
But
it's like a privateer press like convention.
Yeah.
So it would be cool if they did.
Yeah,
because we'll be there.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Hey.
I think that I could see them getting announced at Adepticon because it's March. You're a little bit into the new year. If they're not supposed to come out till the summer, they could be like, "Here's your first."
It gives you about
each.
6 months. Yeah, 6 month lead time. Yeah. I could see that
because like that's a big con, and Bokur would be cool to get like an extra little like spicy drop.
Yeah, or LVO. LVO's coming up too. I mean, January, February. I have to look up the date. Usually it's in February.
I think we might get more Dusk stuff then.
Oh yeah.
Because like we might get the Dusk Army box then. like a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
I really want more Dusk rules, so maybe we'll get something.
Yeah.
Or that's when we get the rest of the Legion or Red rules.
Maybe I think they're doing voting still on that. But speaking of rules.
That segue, that was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Everything dropped.
Everything, almost everything.
Almost everything. Well,
everything.
The 3 armies dropped.
Everything that was out got its full release.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like I'm actually apparently I should have downloaded this earlier. Yeah. So, Morgoth, like I talked about earlier, pretty whelmed by them.
Cool. Yeah. This is gonna be your segment because I haven't read any.
Yeah.
Of this.
So, I think they're good. They're a solid army. Their casters are. I like their casters a lot. All 3 of them, I think, have uses. I think my favorites at this point in time, and probably partially because I own him, is Brusk and Kishtar. I think you can build a really good melee army and a really good shooting army from that. So you build one that's heavy into melee, one that's heavy into shooting, and then you see what your opponents bring and you adjust accordingly. Siege Tarask.
Oh, the big
80mm solo.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
How many points is he?
He's 9.
So he's expensive.
So
in terms
of
the others.
No, because
the Bison's 7.
Is the Bison 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the Bison's 7.
Okay. The Bison is 10.
Oh, never mind.
And I think the Chariot is the cheapest. I think the Chariot is 7.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the Chariot is 7.
That's what I got.
So,
shows how much I know.
I don't like him.
What don't you like about him?
Rat 5. That's what I don't
so
like
he's
about
never
him.
hitting his harpoon?
Well, you have to roll really high. And Rage Shield feels like such a waste. Like
Rage Shield?
So he gets basically, you remember the old like power points or power tokens for the battle engines?
Yeah.
So he gets those, but he has to be damaged. So
is there anything to heal him?
Yeah, there's stuff to heal him,
Okay.
but like every time he takes damage, he gets a rage token and he gets +1 melee attack, +1 melee damage roll. Sounds great, but I don't see a world where he survives more than a turn.
Because if your opponent is smart, they're gonna focus him.
Yeah, they're gonna focus him. I mean, he is, defense 10, so you're gonna hit him, but his armor is 18, so you're not doing a lot of damage.
It's also not super high either.
It's not super high, so he's basically got the hit points of an Infernal Jack with 1 less armor. You can pump that up, obviously, but
I feel like you have to pour too many resources.
Exactly, and that's where I have the problem, because his main thing is the harpoon, right? Because he can drag anything in the game. Yeah. Because equal or small as your base. There's nothing bigger than him currently. So you can drag whatever you want in the game. Range 12, he moves 5, so he can do a 17-inch threat. But he's rat 5. So, like, you're hitting, on average, a troll. So defense 12.
Yeah.
Half the time. Khador Jacks, probably fine.
Yeah.
But against, like, Ret, that have, like, defense 13.
Or
higher.
Because if the mage boys come back.
Right. Not going to happen. No. So I think he's...
You have to dump a lot of points into making that the key point of your army.
Right.
That's not a good idea.
So you'd have to, in your spell rack, you'd have to take something that gives him bonuses. And, yeah...
Because you have to boost his to hit somehow.
I mean, if it works, it's great. He's got, like...
He's meaty.
3 attacks. Power strength 16. And he's a mat 7, so he's not terrible. But I think half his card is useless. Like, if they change Rage Fuel to something else, and then gave him 1 more rat, I think he'd be
Now,
fine.
what if Rage Fueled every time I boost his rat by 1, 2?
I still don't think it's worth it, because
you have to take damage.
And, like, if I see this on the table, and, like, and if I want to kill it, it's going to die in a turn. Yeah. I'm going to overcommit probably to killing it.
Yeah.
And then basically half his card is wasted. You paid 9 points for a rat 5 harpoon gun. You know what I mean? So I don't like.
How many points is their light jack?
Their jackal is between 5 and 11.
Oh.
So, and jackal is 12, 17, 26 hit points. So he's got 2 more hit points, 1 less armor, but he can bring a shield, so he
could be higher.
Could be higher, yeah. Plus the feats. Kishtar. I think her feat models in her battle group are affected by this. So So you add 2 extra die to attack rolls. Yep, in her battle group only. So not the Tarask.
Okay, so yeah, he gets no buff from
He gets
her.
no buff from her feet, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, you can take.
Yeah, but like in terms of if you wanted him to hit, that's not the cast.
That's not the way to go. Yeah. So, other things, I like their infantry. I think they're good. I don't. One thing I think they're missing though a little bit is Weapon Master. Their trolls don't hit quite as hard as the troll champions.
Mhm.
So I'm a little bit disappointed there. They're basically the same price as troll champions, and they're a little bit worse. The only thing they have on them is kind of unyielding, but the other guys get shield wall, sanguine. So I think the assault reavers are good. Those are already out. The skirmishers I think have a place. I love the solos. So the Vulcan Forge Master, I think he's great. Probably gonna bring 1 or 2 of him for every
What's he
army.
do?
So his thing is he can give a friendly jack shield guard.
Just give it.
Just give it to him.
Oh, okay.
Yep, range 6 shield guard. So
For 1 turn or upkeep?
Yeah, 1 turn.
Okay, but still.
Yeah. His other abilities are like he gains spell ward, and then he can make him not stationary. No longer
That's kinda neat.
stationary and teenagers effects.
I like the shield guard though.
And he repairs D6.
Oh,
So yeah, he's not terrible. Then you got the Therian Vanek Battle Wizard, 2 attacks of the Battle Wizard with grievous wounds, which is big. And then she has, return a trooper model, Hex Blast, which is always good, and then Sigil of Power. So they gain magical if we ever need it, and they give all your witch support unit.
so
they
did you
gain
return
+1
a
damage.
trooper? Like just bring back?
Yep. So target friendly trooper. If this model is in range, return 1 destroyed grunt to the unit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's good.
Yeah.
Definitely bringing her in like every army.
Cool.
Other than that, that's pretty much what dropped. We got the Cav. I don't know about the Cav yet.
So back to our bat rep a little bit. We played it. I did bring Cav at 75.
Yep.
I liked them. I thought they were cool. I don't think I needed a little extra guy for them.
No, I don't think you
I
did.
think I should have brought 2 units of Cav.
Definitely.
I think Cav their threat ranges are crazy.
Yeah. So these guys are good. So they're speed 8. I think
Yeah.
your guys are speed 8
Yep.
too. They fly and they're unstoppable. I don't.
Are these the
remember.
birds?
These are the birds. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the birds, cool. They're 10 points. How much was? Yeah. I'll just look.
I think they were like 8.
Yeah.
I think it was 8 points.
And that's the problem I have with the birds. They're 8, but the birds give you some options.
Because we were 8, and on the charge we're hitting twice.
Oh, you're 10 too.
Okay. But so how many attacks are you getting? 2?
No.
So we have 2 attacks. Because we have the hit of the melee, and if we hit with melee, we get a free weapon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am getting 2 attacks.
Okay.
Sorry.
That were you.
So I'm getting a bite and claw.
Okay.
I have gang. So essentially, they're coming in at mat 8, mat 9, because if you're base to base with this model, the enemy suffers -1 defense.
Oh.
So there's some tricks you could do with this too. So basically, they're going to be power strength 14s, 2 power strength 14 hits. Do get critical pitch, which means if I roll a crit on the maw, I can throw you d6 inches. Cool thing I like, but I don't know if they're good yet, is the sitting vulture, the -1 defense. So here's my thoughts. Let's say you need to get some damage in, or you have a really high caster like Issy, defense 15, 16. Right?
Yeah. High.
Yeah. You just run one of these guys next to her. She's now -1 defense, so that helps.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe they're good, but like I said, they're going to definitely be my test armies. I think 10 points might be too much when I'm looking at the other things I can get for 10 points.
I think depending on the rest of your army, because you might have to build a little bit more around them and run 2 of them.
Maybe 2 of them.
See,
Spicy.
I think Cavs have.
No, I think Cavs are good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny you. Yep, I think Cav is good.
It's the only thing that I've actually went well for my testing. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
holding on. I'm hanging
You're
on.
hanging on to that? Okay. Yeah. And then you obviously did not get any
Age strike.
Nade Strike Infiltrators. Nope, not yet.
Because like we were chatting and he's like, "Oh yeah, all the new stuff just dropped." I was like, "New Ret?" I went and downloaded the thing and I was like, "Never mind."
Never mind. It's
Because like I don't like what they dropped for Ret. Those are not my favorite models.
Yeah.
I don't like the I don't even know what they're called. They're like the vectors. I don't like Dawnguard models. Like
That's fair.
I know, and like that's probably like you're a red player and you don't like I don't
Well,
like.
to be fair, you play ret, not you didn't start playing ret for the infantry. You started playing ret for the jacks.
Yes.
So
Like back when I started, back in my day, a Scion had
say
just
that
came
now.
out, and I was like Hypnos, a Scion, and a Phoenix. And I was like, those are the coolest jacks I've seen.
Yeah.
And then someone told me to buy snipers, so I bought some snipers and I ran a gun line. But like, I didn't play for like the Dongar. I played for like the House Guard sniper. Like the House Guard riflemen were neat-ish. The heavy sniper team was like, that's a cool concept.
Yeah.
And the models are still cool. Like I have one over there, and it's like just big freaking snipers, sweet. Then they came out with the Eternity, making them kind of useless. The sniper jack.
I mean,
like,
yeah. Also, the dwarves dropped.
yeah.
The Rulik. The Rulik dropped.
Do you think these models will work for practice?
For Rulik?
Yeah. No.
Probably not. Maybe. I think the scale is off though, but I mean, it's not a terrible idea. Like, you could do the ones with the hammer. Also, we need to find proxies for jacks. If you wanted to do that, 20 like that guy's way too big. For a jack.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
These are colossal. He might be their 80 mil.
Sure. So a couple things. I like the Rulik.
So I've never even heard of them until like Mark IV talks started happening. Like that's how because that was an era of War Machine I think I missed.
I think you just miss mercenaries. I think you never probably focused on mercenaries. So
Yeah.
some players don't do that. Like some players don't know about the Cephalix and the Rulik and like the IOC, or not IOC, and the Lays resistance, something or other.
Okay.
Yeah. Little sub factions right in there. Or the whole thing with Magnus trying to be their, the king and all, the king of Magnus and all. But
I know one Magnus. It's red.
Wrong one. Yeah. We're talking about the Warlord. I don't know. I think they got a little bit of a boost.
They looking good? Tasty?
I think they're looking better because of so this doesn't make a huge difference, but it makes a small difference. So before, like, if you look at some of the movement on some of the infantry models, 4.
They're short.
They're short. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They're dwarves.
More fits.
So when you run, you move 8. But now when you run, you add +5.
Oh.
So now you're running 9. So that 1 inch across the board.
1 inch matters.
It does. Every inch matters. I think they have a place. I think they have a place in competitive Mark IV.
So now, theoretically, if I was going to get into dwarves, where do I get them?
Okay. You can try to buy them off
that's
Facebook.
That's what I thought the answer was.
Unfortunately, yeah. So like that's kind of just people that already have it.
Enjoy it.
Here's your stuff. Yeah. I'm sure some people will be selling them. I've seen Rulik armies pop up here and there.
I was just curious for like new players who are like, oh, I like Space Dwarves.
Yeah.
Kind of stuck to buying secondhand.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be affected in a flipper way, or it would just still be just here's my dwarf?
Probably just here's. I mean, I haven't seen many for sale lately on the buy and sell page. So, but so the Signar stuff dropped. I haven't really done too much research on that, and then I don't know if you've looked at the Winter Corp. I'm just more and more disappointed in the models. So.
I glanced at them and I was like, okay. I just don't. I'm obviously not a great list builder. Clearly, I don't see a lot of cohesion with the Khador stuff.
Okay.
I feel like, and maybe I'm just not looking at it in the right light. Maybe I'm not picking the right things. But I feel like you have like that one Sola who does all the magic stuff, but I don't feel like some of the casters aren't super magic-y. But again, maybe I'm not reading something. Maybe I'm missing something.
You're talking about the...
Yeah. I love her model. Her model looks sick. She's got
ancillary attack.
I put her in my list. I did. Auxiliary attack was one of the reasons I put her in there. I think I ran her in like 3 jacks. Actually,
that makes sense.
That's the one I built. Yeah, so I put Baranova, 2 Great Bears, a Dire Wolf, threw the Bison in there because I feel like, I don't know.
I like the Bison better than the Tarask.
Yeah. It was a good like 10-point thing because we don't have light jacks. Put 2. The battle mechanics are kind of neat. I don't know if you read them.
Yeah, I did. I like the battle mechanics.
Because they can they will attack and they're immune to everything.
Mm.
I threw the man wars in there because I was like, oh, those look cute. But like again, I was just kind of throwing stuff in there.
I think the man wars are actually decent. I do. I like their gun. It's +1 attack and damage rolls with this weapon against medium base and +2 against large base. So they're not great. Well, I mean, they're great against infantry. But again, we're running into the Rat 5 problem. You know what I mean?
I didn't even see that. There's my.
So the Bison is suffering from the same thing, Rat 5, but he's got 2 shots.
Yeah.
Which, hitting a 12, you're going to hit one of those. That's still 15-10 AoE 2. Yeah. Border team, Rat 5 again. Route troopers, Rat 6. So good stuff there. Heavy shotgun. I don't know. I didn't really put a lot into Kador. Jake probably tells us all about Kador. That's his army.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Jay, you're the Kador guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the stuff he posted in either mine or the King Coin Discord. It was pretty good. I liked it. Stuff he painted up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I like it.
Mm-hmm. But as of right now, our plans for the future. Hot takes. No hot takes.
No hot takes.
No hot takes this week.
No questions from me.
But we're definitely going to be playing more, hopefully at Atlantis.
Yep. Maybe I could bring my setup there.
Probably wouldn't be that hard, depending. Yeah. They probably got better lighting for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be moving at the end of the month, so maybe we can set something up in my garage and I can actually get good light. They have actually good lighting in there. But anyway. Battle reports. Better testing. So we're going to actually test some tournament lists to get Bokur Brawl. I'm going to try to play at least 1 game a week. So that leaves us for 8, 12, 16 games
a week at least.
16 games between now and Bokur Brawl. That's 16 games a week.
Yeah.
At least 1 game a week.
To
try to get some testing in. Yeah. And you got to figure out what army you're going to play.
Yeah. I'll figure that out.
Yeah. You probably should.
I probably should.
You know what? Maybe. How about this?
Okay, here we go.
You should play Orgoth.
Okay.
Right? Because it'll motivate you to paint them faster.
Oh, that's fair. I was going to paint them fast anyway. Okay. I was going to paint them as fast as I could.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, I'm and seeing more of the Kador stuff, I have a Kador box on reserves with Atlantis.
Well, maybe you can swap it for
something. I think I'm going to ask. That's not, if I can't swap it, I'm not trying to blame Atlantis. I'm saying for my own personal thing, I'm not feeling the desire more than the army box.
Right. Yeah. Kador is at the bottom.
They're whelming.
They're whelming.
They're whelming.
They're underwhelming for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You have more than you have the cool stuff. So but if they let me swap it, maybe I'll pick up a Signar one.
Yeah.
Just for funsies.
Or just put it towards your House Kalis one.
They don't have one. Do they have one announced that they can swap the pre-order to?
I don't know. Need to ask them.
Yeah.
I mean, they have your money, so
that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, okay. From upcoming stuff, the goal is for video wise. I'm actually gonna do some time lapses. I think those are gonna.
The game, the battle reports are kind of boring after I watched them again. I was like, all right. Another thing is maybe we should do voiceovers like a couple other people do.
I've seen those. We could try them.
Yeah, and we could speed up the gameplay a little bit, maybe time and a half.
Yeah.
And then we could do a voiceover.
I've never liked the voiceover.
Okay.
We can try them for sure. See how people like them. I've never liked voiceover bat reps. It feels very dry. But again, so are our players.
Yeah,
it's hard because and I was talking about this earlier with the wifey. Me comparing myself to people who are better than me because I'm trying to be as good as them. Comparing my bat reps to mini wargaming, their quality is through the roof.
Yeah.
And their bat reps are so entertaining to watch. They're long, but they do a good job of the back and forth. So, and I think I do want to I just want to be more like that. I want that. That's my goal.
Okay.
So I want to.
We can start working towards that.
Yeah.
I mean, we need the setup like they do and the years of experience that they have.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, time lapse, and then I have a fun project log. I'm gonna have a movie trailer for here soon.
In a world
where I actually finish my projects.
Yeah.
This is this year's goal.
Oh, you should probably spin it as a motivational thing. Hey, I made or you should make it so you if you actually do this, and you have to actually complete it. But it goes through the process of you make the list, you do the things, you allocate the time, so you can help. It'll be like a help,
Like the hobby roundups are supposed to
not
be.
the self help. That's not that right. Motivational speaker.
Okay.
Or like, hey, maybe try this.
Mhm.
Stuff painted and put together. And
I'll do that with. I'll do it dusk. So now I have 2 projects to do that with.
Yeah.
That I wasn't my project that I was gonna do that with was not War Machine,
Okay.
but I'll show you what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I'm gonna do that with dusk. That's a good idea.
All right.
So, yeah, I think I'm gonna paint up the Cador. My goal, truly, paint up one of your. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about when your workouts were arriving.
I mean, next week,
Supposedly.
maybe.
What's
That's
it looking like from Privateer Press?
next. They said they were gonna ship them out, first week of the year.
Okay.
So I should get the one from locally, maybe this week if they ship it out tomorrow, and it arrives on Friday, depending, and then the one from Discount Games probably next week because I got to get it processed.
You're getting a Signal one too, right?
Yeah.
Getting 3.
Yeah. Well, you're paying 2 of them, but it's still a lot to put together.
Yeah, and clean
Like,
up, and especially if they're new, like the
The new resin.
yeah. There's a lot. I think there's more to clean up on these.
Okay.
Because when we were looking at the Cador, just like the supports, there was less supports.
Yeah.
This had like, if you guys watched my Dusk unboxing, there's a million supports on the back of the sword. So. Yeah.
I'm excited either way. I think
Oh, yeah.
finally having Orgoff models to actually put on the table, paint up.
I think and then I can finally make use of my 30 clear reds I have.
Yeah.
So fun little fact before we end. I buy my paints from online because nobody locally carries them. It's just it is what it is. But clear red would sell out every once in a while. So there was a time when I would order something, and I would just be like, oh, they have clear red in stock. I'll buy 2. I did like 3 times in a row. So now I have all the clear red I should theoretically need. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because the Jacks alone took a bottle.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's 2 coats.
Yeah.
And then you have to do the coats kind of heavy because you want to get full coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But the infantry shouldn't be as bad.
No.
I am doing 4 more Jacks.
I mean, yeah.
If you don't want me to do all 4 right away.
Probably just the tyrants. Because I don't see myself ever running 3 jackals.
So we have 1 jackal and probably just the heavies.
Yeah, so probably I'll have 3. So the 2 tyrants.
You know what we should do with the jackals? We should have you do them. I'll show you that. We can have you airbrush them.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I can do that.
You can mess around with lacquers a little bit.
Let's do it. We can make a video of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time with lacquers.
Yeah.
And how long has it been since you airbrushed?
Dude, I've never actually painted with an airbrush. I've only primed with an airbrush. So ever. So that should be exciting.
So I only started airbrushing like 4 months ago.
Yeah, but you had Carter teach you.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he's
really
like a
good.
master.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. A little bit of a longer one. I think we're hitting a good. I think we're gonna aim for that, like the hour mark. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the video. Give us some hot takes and some questions for next time. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.